Hey guys, today we are going to be doing a quick graph question from the math BGCSE past paper. I think this was 2014. But anyways, this is a linear graph and we're going to quickly get started with this question. It's worth 2, 5, 7, 10, 11 points, which that is a lot. That is a lot of points. So you have to make sure you know how to do your graph for when you get into this paper too. So first, we have to complete the table of values, and we were given the formula for the graph, which is y equal negative 2x minus 4, as we can see here. So it says to copy and complete the following table for the graph of y equal negative 2x minus 4. So what we're going to quickly do is to plug in these two values is use this equation here and plug in the values of x, for which we would find the y value because it does give us the y value. So let's plug in the x value for the first one, which is going to be y equals negative 2, and then this is negative 2 minus 4, and negative 2 times negative 2 is going to be a positive 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. So this one here is going to be equal to 0. And then we have to plug it in for 2 as well. So then it's going to be y equal negative 2, open bracket, 2 minus 4. And 2 times negative 2 will be negative 4 minus 4 is equal to negative 8. So that's going to be negative 8. And so now we just got our 2 points for our table of values, which was pretty easy. So for B, it says, using a scale of 1 cm to 1 unit for values of x from negative 6 to 4 and values of y from negative 8 to 8, draw the graph of the line y equal negative 2x to take away 4. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit and take this over. Now, when you get in your BGCSE exam, this will not be the same graph paper that you have. It's just that I don't have the graph paper on this app that I'm using, but that's okay. We're going to work with what we have. So it does say, it says x. We're going to be using, that's going to be our y-axis, that's going to be an x-axis. And it does say we're going to be using a scale of 1 cm to 1 unit, which is pretty easy. And it says x values of negative 6 to 4. So I'm going to go to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and negative 6 for our x-axis. And then for the y-axis, it says negative 8 to 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's get my small eraser because I didn't get enough. That's 7. So then that last one is going to be 8. Just extend that a bit. And then negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, and negative 8. Cool. And now it says to draw the graph. So our first point is negative 4, 4. So let's go negative 4 in the x-axis, 4 in the y-axis, which is right here. And then negative 2, 0, which is right here. And then 0, negative 4 here. And 2, negative 8, which is right here. And it did say to draw the graph, which means that we have to connect these lines. And you can extend it as long as you want. So that's my line right there, and I'm going to label the line like I usually do. And this is the line or the graph of y equal negative 2x minus 4. So we just got our extra 3 points, so we just have 5 points already. And it says to calculate the gradient of your graph in B. And so knowing the gradient formula, which is going to be y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Let me just move this over a bit and name this slope. Slope is gradient. Let's use our y2 value. We could use any y value. to make it y2, and I'm going to use -8. And because I use -8 as my y2 value, that means -4 is going to be my y1, which we can't forget our negative sign. And then because -8 is my y value, I have to use 2 as my x2, and then 0 as my x1. So -8 minus -4 is the same thing as saying -8 plus 4, which is just -4. And then 2 take away 0 is 2. So that's just going to give us -2 as our slope or our gradient from using the formula. So that's an extra 2 points. So now we have 7 points already. Okay, so now what we're going to do is, it says for D, another graph goes through the point 3,5 and has a gradient of 1/2. Draw this graph on the same coordinate plane. So let's plot the point 3,5, which is right here. And it says that it has a gradient of 1, 2, and gradient is rise over run. So 1 gradient, let me just write that down. Rise over run is the same thing as y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, because y is the rise and x, of course, is the run. And it says that the gradient is 1/2, which means that because the 1 and the 2 are both positive, we're going in the positive y direction and the positive x direction, in which the positive y direction is up and the positive x direction is to the right. So we're going to count up once and to the right 2 times, which will be right here. And we can continue doing that. You can also do it in the negative direction, as in going left twice and down once, because it'll still give us the same gradient. And it says to draw this graph, so we're going to draw the graph. All right, and now it says, well, that was 3 points, and now it says to write down the coordinates of the point where the lines intersect, and the lines intersect right here, and that's going to be at -3, 2. And that is basically how to solve that linear graph question, which was 11 marks. So guys, make sure you know how to do this question before you get in your paper 2. Okay, bye.